Hello, today we're going to be talking about a manga. This manga was voted one of the best top 10 manga of 2018 in Japan. It doesn't have an anime yet, so it hasn't been on like the super popular list like My Hero Academia or Demon Slayer or something like that. But it is a new manga that we have in the library. We've got 1 through 4, and we're ordering the next 2 as well. So there's only a couple out in English so far, but it is a really good manga that I wanted to tell you guys about. So I'm going to show you. Let me share my screen. I'm going to show you. So this is by Kodansha Comics, and the author is Kamome Shirahama. So this is the cover artwork. I think it's really beautiful and really well drawn. It kind of reminds me of Studio Ghibli a little bit. And it gives me kind of that feeling when reading it as well. So I'll link this in the description. It does let you flip through the first couple pages, the first chapter within the book. So if you want to give it a quick read and see if you like it, you're welcome to do that. So this novel, or this graphic novel, tells the story of Coco, who's the main character, the girl on the cover. She is just a normal girl living in a small village. She went to the kingdom's capital once when she was younger to attend a festival, but while she's there, she meets a mysterious person in an alleyway. She walks on the stones, and the stones glow as she walks, and she thinks it's the most amazing thing that she's ever seen in her life. And that person happens to be a witch, and that witch gifts her a book. And he tells her that it is a magic book, and it will teach her about magic. And she thinks that's amazing, and she's so mesmerized by the spell of the glowing stones and the book that the witch disappears, and she doesn't really think about him that much, but she has the book and she takes it with her and she reads it all the time, wanting to know more about magic, because in her world, sort of like in Harry Potter, the witches are born and not taught, or they don't foster magic. You're either born a witch or you're born a regular person. So she is fascinated by the world of witches, and she really wants to learn how to do magic. And one day she's in her yard hanging some sheets out to dry, and she sees a winged Pegasus coach coming down to land. And it lands, and it ends up being a witch named Kifrey. And he is visiting their shop. Her mom sells fabric, and while she's visiting with him, they hear a loud boom, and they go outside and they notice that 2 young boys have broken the carriage, basically. So he's like, no problem, I can fix it, but I can't do it out in the open because witches guard their magic very closely. They don't tell anyone how to do it. They don't show anybody. But he's like, I can fix it if you have anywhere to do it in secret. And so Coco, the main character, offers their their garage, basically their storage room, and he takes it in, and she in secret goes up on the roof, and there's a little tiny window, and she sneaks in and she watches, and she figures out how they do magic. And so she goes back to her little book, and she realizes that the book is actually teaching her how to use magic, but she just didn't know how it worked. So she takes the book and the magic wand that the witch gave her in the festival, and she tries to complete the first spell that she sees. And what she doesn't know is that the witch who gave that to her is someone who uses forbidden magic, uses magic that they shouldn't use. And so she ends up creating a terrible disaster, and she has to be saved by Kifrey. And so he is understandably upset because she's using forbidden magic, but he's like, you figured this out, you obviously have a talent and a skill, I'll take you to my Atelier, which is his school, And he takes her to his atelier and says, you know, I will teach you in the ways of magic. I will instruct you, and hopefully you can figure out how to undo the terrible thing that you've done. And also, he has an ulterior motive because he is trying to catch that whoever that is that gave her the original magic book and the wand. He's trying to find out who they are and try to stop them. And then the story follows her through her learning her magic, and there's other girls at the school as well, who, some of them are friendly, some of them of course are not, and some of them help her, some of them challenge her. She has a rival, and she goes through many trials trying to become a witch and trying to earn the right to become a witch, because witches are supposed to be born, not made or not taught. So it's a really interesting series. It's really beautifully illustrated. If you look through some of the illustrations in the sample chapter that I will put in the description box, it is a really beautiful manga and a really interesting story that I think a lot of you guys would enjoy. Come check us out. We'll have this available, the first 4 books, and we're ordering the next couple ones. Thanks. Bye.